Right, I got a lot of things to test, so I'm probably gonna need to pull her. So let's just pull her and get this out of the way. Uh no way, right? Okay then. Awesome. Well, alright. So after a little bit of testing and a pretty easy pull on this Rodion banner, let's take a look at her overall kit in general. So first off, she's basically a bruiser, and she is a very well designed bruiser. She has high HP, high defense, good speed, resist blunt, which a lot of bosses do to you. So this is a very good typing already. And she generates a bunch of shields as long as you discard your skill once. Her skill 2 and skill 3 have tremendous damage. Even though the clashing power is not super amazing, tremendous damage will do it for you. And lastly, her passive here gives her damage for when she gets hit. Up to 5, which is 50% increase in blunt damage, and only needs you to take 25% of your max HP. This sounds scary, but when you consider that you're discarding your skill once constantly, what happens is that you get 1 times 5% of your max HP, which means that you only lose 20% of your max HP, which is roughly about 20 HP. You lose 20 HP to get 5 blunt damage up, and you, in exchange, you get to do skill 2 and skill 3, which does unga bunga damage. So overall, this kit, this design is amazing. You will do a crap ton of damage with this character. Besides that, right, if you were to actually discard your skill 2 with your skill 3, because your skill 3 can discard 2 skills of the lowest rank, then what happens is that you will get 20% of your max HP as a shield when this skill is discarded, which means that you only need to take 5% damage, which is... Isn't that just 5 damage? I'm pretty sure it's just 5 damage, unless my math is shit. I don't know, I'm just excited about this character. This character is actually insane. Like, you generally would never use skill 1. It's basically the same design as Olga for Otis. You never want to ever use your skill 1. You're always going to use skill 2, you're always going to use skill 3, and skill 2 and skill 3 just discard your skill 1 so that you always draw more skill 2s and more skill 3s. So this card is just popping off like crazy here. It's like if I were to use my Library of Ruina deck and I just keep using the that ridiculously busted skill that Olga has, the 3 coin one. I can't actually remember the name of it. Have to go and look at the banner again. What's it called again? Daring Decision, right? Daring Decision, yeah. Basically, Olga here. Sorry, not Olga. Rodion here basically just does that. It's always skill 3, it's always skill 2. Daring decision, daring decision, daring decision. For maximum damage, generate aggro, as well as a lot of free shielding. So, from the experiments that we tested, well, I tested with skill 3, when you discard 2 skills, which is your skill 2 and skill 1, you will only get your highest. So you will get skill 2 here. So that's something to take note of. Besides that, right, you pretty much have a very simple logic for this character, which is just use skill 2, and if you see skill 3, use skill 3 instead. That's it. Like, that's all you need to do with this character. It's very, very simple to play this character. All you need to do is just skill 2, skill 3, and if you get 2 skill 1s, just defend, or just pop a Rhyme Shank, because you generate so much Rhyme Shank. The logic here is super simple. So for piloting wise, it's pretty easy. And then the skill 2 and skill 3 have just insane amounts of like sinking synergy, because 6 sinking count is not an okay number. 6 sinking count is pretty much a Rhyme Shank ego. Like, you have Rhyme Shank plus another Rhyme Shank. So you can keep the party going with sinking, and your skill 2 applies a bunch of potency, and you charge up Rhyme Shank, which also applies a bunch of potency, and then you just slap in like Isang or Mola Ishmael, and the sinking gang just keeps going. It's crazy. We got good HP, good tanking abilities, aggro generation, good damaging skills here with decent clashing. We get a lot of shielding, and then we always throw away our skill 1s, so we never want to use our skill 1s ever again. So it's just so good. With a passive that also increases our blunt damage up. Take note that this line over here is a bit tricky to get. If this unit has 3 inside, right, means you must discard your skill 3, which you never ever want to do. So this will basically never happen to you. But besides that, huge damage, decent clashing, thick as hell. Look at that HP and defense, and also a really hot design. Like this is literally a winning banner. I have so many things to say about this banner, but it's insane. If you want to talk about team comps to run her in, you literally just need to slap these three here, and you're pretty much good to go. Like Mola Ishmael, she inflicts 2 sinking count. She inflicts 6 sinking potency on skill 2, and then on skill 3 inflicts 5 sinking count, 3 sinking, 3 sinking. Boom, you got your sinking. Besides that, we also got Yisang. Yisang is what? Sinking count, and sinking, sinking, sinking. And then the skill tree, you have Deluge. And Deluge will do a crap ton of damage. Yep. Oh, sinking is just winning now. Dieci, by herself, is literally basically the crux of sinking. She applies so much sinking by herself that she could even just, I don't know, you could even kick out Ishmael if you wanted to, and just slap in like someone else as a big DPS dealer maybe. Like for what, Reindeer Ishmael, you can do sinking count, and also sinking as well. And because you hit 4 times with Mind Whip, you can consume a shit ton of the sinking as gloom damage. You can do whatever you want because really all the Ishmaels are busted. You could just run her, and it's not to use your skill tree, which you will use a lot of because you're discarding a lot. So you always cycle back to your skill trees really fast. Like, oh my goodness, man, this character is nuts. This card in general is just stupid. It's basically skill tutoring that we were doing beforehand, where we just kept blocking, right, or defending on the bottom line, and that just discards the skill that we don't want. So we just get rid of our skill 1s. Then discard is just that. You just discard all of your skill 1s so that you only get skill 2s and skill 3s. So Dieci is just cycling super fast, doing maximum damage, helping apply sinking, getting Ramshank energy. Oh my goodness. I must say, the one thing about this is that she will actually not generate too much gloom energy because she'll be discarding it a lot. But since you have Ishmael, skill 3, and then you're probably going to bring some of the Unga Bunga damage dealers anyway, like maybe W Dawn, or maybe W Ryoshu, or maybe Rhino Assault, or maybe, I don't know, Lobotomy Corp, Faust. Like, there's so many gloom options to get. And this is just, yeah, it's just really, really good. In fact, I was thinking like maybe we can use even Sunshower Heathcliff in this team comp, because you actually have quite a good amount of sinking synergy, right? Problem is that he is a character that wants to gain sinking, so this doesn't really work out too well, unfortunately. Yeah, he does inflict quite a lot of potency though, so he could help out with the damage here. I don't know. Yep, so besides that, I don't think I have anything else to say. If you guys have any ideas for team comps, or maybe I missed something, feel free to comment and then I'll take a look again. But I think that this banner, this unit is just crazy strong. Crazy strong. Oh, I do not regret pulling her, and I think everyone should pull her as well. Okay, so that will be it for this video. I don't think I have anything else to say. Let me think for a second. Nah, I think that's it. Alright, so thank you all for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Alright, goodbye everyone. Okay, so now I'm going to test how Dieci works. I want to see how Insight really works here. So I'm going to give her multiple actions, and we're going to see how much we can stack out Insight to. Or whether it's just a fixed amount, or whether it's just whether you discarded your skill 1, skill 2, or skill 3, and does it stay for the entire game. That's what's important here. So if I press win rate, it will automatically use my skill 3 here, and it will try to discard my skill 2. Discarding skill 2 gives me, if I'm correct, 2 insight. So 2 insight times 8% max HP when this is discarded. So we'll see if she has any shield on her. Yep, she will have the shield on her. And she gets 2 insight, so that's how insight really works. It is just a marker. Okay, now there's insight stack. We're going to use skill 2 here, discard skill 1, and see if insight gets +3 or becomes 1 instead. Okay, it became insight of 1. So insight is just a simple tracker of what you have discarded. Alright, now that we have 2, we will discard a skill 1 as well as a skill 2. And we shall see which insight takes precedence here. This is the skill 2, this is the skill 1. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Skill 1s cannot discard. In which case, in order to force the discard, I might have to use a guard. Discard the skill of the highest rank in all of these unit skill slots. Okay, and I'm going to use this skill as well. So let's see if the skill actually activates. So I'm going to guard, we should discard skill 2. And I'm going to use skill 2, we should discard skill 1. So I discarded skill 1. The guard didn't activate because I didn't clash. Okay. Can we experiment again? Let's see. This is discard 2 skills of lowest ranks in all of these unit slots. Okay, this is another interesting one. If I use this skill 3, it should discard these 2. But will it become 2 insight or will it become 1 insight? That's the real thing here. This should also discard 1 extra. So what happens if I use 2 of these actions? Let's not attack with any of you. So like this and then like that. Alright, so it's just you two. So will the insight get stacked here or will the insight just be 1 no matter what? Okay, first off we got 1 here. And we got 1 here as well, which means that this one discarded skill 1 and then this one discarded skill 1 again. So it's just the last token that you discarded, I'm pretty sure. Right, so guard. Okay, let's see now. What I want to see now is if I guard here, discard the skill of the highest rank in all slots, and I use my skill tree here, will it take priority or will this take priority? This should go first, which means that this should discard this and this. So will it discard my number 2 here and will I get insight 2? I get insight 2, okay. That means it just discard that. So now I believe the guard skill should not have any options to discard because I discarded 2 of my other skills, which means this guard does not even trigger. With 2 insight, I basically gain a huge shield here. Discard the skill of the lowest rank in all skill slots, lowest rank in all skill slots. Okay, so in order to force myself to discard a 3 level skill slot, I will have to guard here. And if I do that, I will discard the highest rank skill, which is this skill here. But what if I use that skill as well? So if I do something like this, will it keep my skill tree or will it discard my skill tree? And then after that, I'm also going to just use my skill here as well. And then after that, we should be pretty much good to go here. Alright, so I gain 1. My guard did not activate, maybe. Yeah, I think my guard did not activate. It needs to be an abnormality battle to actually test this. I've gained blunt plus 5. Oh. But how? Did they hit me? Yeah, I did get hit. Oh, because my max HP is a lot lower now, so smaller damage will actually give me more blunt damage. Okay, so I deal a crap ton of damage this turn. If I block, discard in all of this, which means it will discard my number 2 here. Okay. I'm not getting aggro for some reason. Maybe aggro only works in abnormal battles. I kind of forgot this already. So maybe something like this. Let's see. Anyway, this should do a crap ton of damage with this 50% damage bonus. So if I use these, I should just get a small shield. And then I use this, I should be able to get an insight of 1. Okay, this move happened first, which means I get insight of 1. And I do monstrous damage. Okay, I think that's pretty good for experimentation. So basically, whatever you discard, you will get as a insight. And it looks like if you use the skill, you cannot discard the skill.
결국 내 공부가 부족하지 않았다는 거네.
It does not force you to discard a move that you're already using. So you cannot do something like discard your defense skill into your skill tree. That will not discard your skill tree, that will discard something else. But then again, it could be because my guard didn't even trigger. So this one could do a little more experimentation on. But yeah, it looks like so far, if I use my defense and my skill tree in the same turn, my defense will not discard my skill tree because I am using my skill tree, so it cannot discard it. But then again, I also haven't really tested, so I don't know. Too many things to test, too little time. Besides that, the lower HP she actually is, the more blunt damage up you can get because it's based on the percentage of your max HP. So the lower HP you have, the less damage you need to do in order to trigger this blunt damage up. Not really relevant. You do want her to be tanky so she can take a hit. So yeah, the one other way you can look at this is that if you run her with low HP, you can actually get a little bit more damage.